Motivation, the holy grail of every self-help book. YouTube guru and essentially Raha coach, right? You just stay motivated. That's what everyone screams, right? Stay motivated. It's cute, and motivation is really not cute because motivation is a scam. It's not a strategy. It's really just a sugar high. It feels great in the moment, but when it crashes, you feel guilty, you feel tired, and you feel back to where you started. So today, we're pulling the curtain back because you don't need motivation. Nope. You need something way more boring and way more effective. And yes, I did say boring because stick with me, boring works. Ever feel like life passed you by while you were being responsible? Like everyone else got a head start on success, on happiness or purpose, and now you're just trying not to fall asleep during your own life. Well, welcome to Too Late My Ass. This is the podcast for anyone who's ever thought it was too late to dream again, to build again, or begin again. So spoiler alert, it's not. I'm Faye Chappell, and I'm here to help you burn the rule book, rewrite the script, and become the main character in your next chapter. So whether you're 39, 49, 59, or 79, this isn't about getting your groove back. It's about finally giving yourself permission to freaking exist exactly as you are. So hit subscribe, tell that inner critic to take several seats, and let's make this your comeback era, because too late, my ass. So what's the problem with motivation? Well, here's the truth. If motivation worked, we'd all be rich, we'd all be ripped, and we'd all be spiritually enlightened by now. And everyone gets motivated, right? You've been motivated. You watched a TED Talk, you joined a gym, you bought a journal with gold-foiled affirmations, and you crushed it for 3 days. And then what happened? What happened is you stopped, right? Because motivation is like that flaky friend, the one who hypes you up on Friday night and disappears Saturday morning, and it leaves you with a mess. And you can't really rely on that, right? The worst part is motivation culture makes you feel like it's your fault. And when it disappears, well, what happens? You didn't want it badly enough. That's what people say, right? And that's bullshit, because wanting it isn't the problem. The problem is you're trying to run your life on real temporary fuel, right? So it is not your fault, but we have been fed that within our culture. And why don't you need motivation? Well, because successful people aren't motivated each and every day. Do you think that CEOs leap out of bed chanting affirmations? No. They've got habits, they got routines, and they have the favorite word of my producer, systems. That's the stuff that runs without permission from their feelings. You don't need motivation at all. What you need is, write this down, systems, little things that carry you even when you're tired. Think meal prep, auto saving, scheduling workouts, automation. Automation equals freedom. Number 2, you need discipline, and everyone hates this word, including me, but it's just that. It's like kind of the grown-up version of brushing your teeth, right? You do it whether you feel like it or not. And maybe you just need a gold star like we used to give our kids, right? Brush your teeth, get a gold star. Same thing. So if you want to do something, give yourself a good star. Pat yourself on the back. Do something, right? And then number 3 is visibility. We need to put you out there, because when people are watching, you show up. Accountability beats motivation every single time. Motivation is a mood, and you can run your life on moods, but you need structure, right? So, what actually works? If motivation is garbage, and that's what kind of I've been telling you guys, what actually works? Well, action before motivation, right? You don't wait until you feel like doing it. You actually just start doing it, and then motivation shows up. So let me give you an example. Nobody feels like going to the gym, but once you're there, moving, boom, energy, you feel motivated, right? I know every single day I don't feel like going to class, but I sign up. That's part of a system, right? You sign up so that you've conditioned yourself to go. And once you go, what do you say? You say, I feel great. I am so happy I went. But you need to actually move and do it. Number 2 is you really need micro wins, right? I want you to stack tiny little wins on each other because small progress builds that momentum, and momentum kicks motivation's ass. And I absolutely know this works. So really think about it each and every day, right? When you say, I'm going to walk every day for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, so you start stacking those onto each other, and then you get motivated to do even more. Why? Because you've created that momentum for you, which really, truly works. And then number 3 is purpose. Purpose beats motivation. If your why is strong enough, it really drags you out of bed, right? It really makes a difference. Purpose doesn't flake. Motivation does, right? But if you have a sense of purpose, it really gets you to move forward. And this is where my FLIP method comes in. You've heard me talk about it before. If you haven't, FLIP stands for, F stands for fry the burnout. L stands for let me decide. I is ignite reinvention. And P is push to visibility. That's the engine, right? We're not waiting for some unicorn motivation. We really, with FLIP, what we're doing is making sure that we've let go of burnout and we decide that we're going to reinvent and move forward. We're going to create momentum. Remember, momentum is much, much better than motivation. Motivation is essentially, you can think of it as essentially as a goal, right? So when you think of something cool that you want to do and you go, I'm so motivated to do this, right? But the momentum comes from the boring word, sorry, Stacy, systems, right? So when you have systems, that immediately gets your momentum going. And that's the deal. Motivation is strictly optional. Action is mandatory. So I want you to stop waiting to feel it, because reinvention doesn't need your mood. It needs your movement. Let's say that really slowly to make sure it sinks in. Reinvention doesn't need your mood. It needs your movement. So if you agree and you love this, then I want you to do me a favor and subscribe to the podcast, leave a review, screenshot it, do whatever it takes. Send it to my producer, right? Send your screenshot that you reviewed and you're watching, and she's going to give you 3 months free in our inner circle, which launches very soon. And why do you want to be in our inner circle? Because you're going to be able to see behind the scenes scene, extended talks with my producer and I, and you're going to get all kinds of challenges each and every month to really start your momentum going. It's not too late. You're right on time. Thanks for listening to Too Late My Ass. If this episode made you feel seen or heard or a little more ready to take your damn life back, then go ahead and hit that follow button. If you want to go deeper, grab your free comeback kit at toolatemyass.com and join the Act 2 Insiders list for weekly tools, community, and reminders that your story is far from over. Remember, you're not done. You're just getting started. Too Late My Ass, produced by the City Media Group.